Ba-dum-bum. I forgot to text my boss about the showing in the morning. I gotta do that right after this. All right. Welcome to Ball and Chain Podcast. This is episode 177 for October 14th, 2015. I'm Mox Born Again. I have with me, ta-da, it's my angel. Hello.
Hello.
Let's put the microphone in front of you, not beside you. That way you can actually see it and talk into it.
To see my microphone to talk?
I guess you don't need to see it, but if you can't see it...
It'd be cool if it was an invisible microphone.
That's kind of creepy. What are you going to do with your invisible microphone there, hon?
I don't know. Be able to see through it so I can see my paper?
That's a good point. Because this is rather annoying because I cannot read what I've wrote down. So...
See?
You've got something there. Okay, I thought maybe you were going to hide it somewhere. Yeah, I think you're a creeper. I think you just kind of pulled that out of your butt. Anyway, we're here to talk about some games, some shows, some stuffs, all kinds of things. So let's talk. Let's start off with what we've been playing. We'll talk about what's on our gaming stack. And you've got a new thing that you've started playing, and I have a feeling you're going to be playing a lot of. And that's the DS Eli's birthday present.
Eli's birthday present. Actually, he's got it with him, so.
Oh, man.
So I can't play it. And I just played it to open levels for him to play.
Sure you did.
I was giving him options because I thought he might get bored of playing the same level over and over again since he has trouble passing the first level.
So for Eli's birthday, for our son's 5th birthday, we got him a DSi. I don't know if it's a light or what, but it's small, just a DSi, used for $60, which is a great deal. Well, that's good.
Sorry.
Anyway, so we got him a DSi. We were going with the regular. We were going between the DS and the DSi. I think we made the right choice going with the camera, because once he found out that you could take pictures with the thing, like he was snapping pictures and like playing with it and all that stuff. We also purchased for him. What did we purchase? Well, he purchased Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers.
Yep, and we got him Lego
Star Wars and a Cars game.
Yeah.
So he's pretty excited with his purchases on. He's 5 years old, so he's 5. Anyway, so he purchased with his own money the Super Mario Brothers, and that seems to, like, I think he really enjoys that game, although he hasn't had a chance to play Mario Kart yet.
Yeah, we got the Mario Kart and it was broken.
It wasn't working,
which I've never had a problem with the used game place, but I'll be going back there anyway.
Right, but he enjoys it. So.
Yep. So yes, I have been playing some of that, but as I'm telling you and myself, it was mostly playing it so that I could help him unlock some levels to play.
Right. Well, he was really excited. He beat a level this morning after you left for work.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And then as soon as he beat it, he's like, "Now it's your turn," and he handed me the controller. So I was like, "Oh, the system was like, oh, that's really sweet of you, buddy. Thanks." So
we were taking turns playing last night.
So yeah, I was impressed, and the game's actually a lot of fun. Some pretty interesting, and I know it's an older game, but it's some interesting innovations on the Mario series. Being able to do like the jump stomp is pretty sweet, and even sliding down the edges of the level and being able to jump, like, corner jump or whatever, that right there alone is awesome. And Mario has always been the perfect side-scrolling platformer with like the perfect jump, essentially. So the fact that they would risk changing that that formula and adding into it, it was a well received risk, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So you're playing that. I'm getting through my Master Chief Collection right before Halo 5. Just finished the first one, Halo CE. Started the second one, and one thing that I completely forgot about when we purchased this game is when they launched this game, they remastered Halo 2. And I completely forgot about that. Like, I know they remastered Halo CE for the original, like for the last time, but this one includes that game. But they went back and they updated graphics, they updated sound. Sound was huge, a huge difference. Some of the textures and things like that, they added some geometry. They added some some new textures to walls, and things of that nature. Like, everything looks crisper. The weapons look really sweet, but the sound, the cool thing is when you go back and forth between the old and the new versions in game, it goes back to the old sound, which I don't think Halo CE did that, like for the original Halo CE. So you can go back and you can hear like what it was sound like before, and then the new upgraded stuff with like including the surround sound includes, the different, music is much richer and much louder. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm hoping to get through the rest of it because Halo 5 comes out on the 27th. So I got just under 2 weeks to finish 4 games. Well, 3 games.
It's not going to happen.
It might happen.
We got housework to get done.
Yeah, anyway. It might happen. Just finished playing some Destiny before the podcast started. I've got I played some multiplayer because we didn't check any of those out. And the new maps are super awesome. Really enjoy them. Didn't get a chance to play the new game type where you get your what's it called? Your meter that goes all your epic
idea.
thing.
I've not tried any. I've not played multiplayer Destiny.
It's all of them, like your special ability and all that stuff. So
go ahead.
The special ability, like your ultimate thing. So that thing, like the way it works is that it just constantly fills up. It's like on like it times 11, so it's just constantly going. So I really kind of want to jump in and try that. But I wanted to see the new maps like played normal first, so I can form an opinion about them. And they are really sweet. They flow really well. They take place on the different planets. So you got like Venus, Mars, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. I only played Control, and that seems to be like the favored type, game type, which is fine by me. I love playing objective based games, so okay. It's a lot of fun. We got you to level 40, which is nice.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't think so.
Level 39.
I thought I was 40, but
that's
not.
right. That's right. You hit level 39. Sad face.
Yeah.
Sad face. So the Iron Banner's back. I didn't get a chance to play that. I was kind of scared because normally the Iron Banner is like it goes off of your armor and things. So I'm like, hey, Iron Banner's like back. I'll play that while I try the new maps. So went to Iron Banner and it pops up and says very hard because my armor, because I haven't upgraded like hardly any of my armor or my weapons. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Right. So I made the smart decision and said, you know what, this isn't for me this go around. I'll catch Iron Banner next go around because I'm not going to get back to it this week. But for those of you that have your leveled up equipment and your decked out Guardians, feel free to play some Iron Banner. It's a lot of fun. The refinements that they made to that playlist are just spectacular. The medals you get, even if you lose, you get a medal and you can kind of stack those up and then regain them. They've got like buffs and things like that you can buy from the merchant and stuff. So just obtaining their armor and their weapons is usually fun. Provides you with some decent equipment. So not quite raid class equipment, but better than what you can find out in the world of Destiny. So we're going to switch over to Let's Talk About. And the first thing I want to talk about that has been, at least in the past couple days, has been going all over my Twitter feed and all over Bungie's website is these microtransactions. They just released a update that you can purchase. You can now purchase emotes. So different dances and things like that you can purchase for between $2 to $5, things like that. So purely cosmetic.
Right.
But of course, the internet has to ruin everything. So they call them data miners, the people that take the game and dive into its code and, line by line find out what's going on in the background while things are happening. So of course, all the new code that gets updated with the game, they jump in and say, oh, what's this, and they see something in there that says, it triggers some alarms. But this go around, it was kind of out front and for everybody. So you just pop in the game and you go over to where they sell these emotes, and it says in one of the corners of one of the screens, it says consumable items are non-returnable. So of course the internet blows up and says, oh my God, they're going to start selling guns for real money, and they're going to start selling light armor, and you're going to, pretty soon you're going to be all by your level, and then, which to me, I mean, WoW does that. I mean, WoW, you can purchase, you can purchase character buffs to get to a certain level, and for some people all that really is I have a full-time job, I have 3 kids, and I have a house with chores and housework. So I really don't have time to put 40 hours into a game over the course of a week. So, if you're upset about this, maybe it's not meant for you. You know what I mean? It kind of sucks that,
Yeah, but I can see at the same time it's kind of frustrating coming into Destiny when the expansion came out and you go to the post office and you have a little code to make your character instantly a level 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that is frustrating because, you spent time. But then again, that was your time, that was your experience, that was you enjoying and playing this game. So, I mean, I guess they're not really taking anything away from you.
Right. I think that level buff wasn't really for us. I think it was for the people that jumped into Destiny at the Taken King. Because if you just started playing Taken King, or just playing Destiny at the Taken King, you can't get to any of that content until you get to level 25.
Right.
And even at 25, it's difficult. So, I mean,
it's still frustrating that someone can just buy it and jump right in there.
Right.
So I kind of see what they're saying from that standpoint. But then again, what does it cost, for your experience, the experience of playing up to that point?
Right. So
it's just cheating the new people, I guess.
So the article on Kotaku that I was reading, and it's a lengthy article. It's well written, so I highly recommend going there, checking it out. But the author of the article said that he has a source that did work on the original Destiny, and he explained that this type of microtransactions was only meant for cosmetics. However, when you have these data miners going into the game and finding out like, hey, there's more to it, they uncovered a couple different things that were alarming. Like one of the things that they uncovered was a buff to increase your chances of getting a mythic drop or a legendary drop in the raid.
So it is kind of slightly like buying your equipment, but it's still random.
Right, it's still random. However, there's a couple different things that they ticked off in there. Like one of them was you could buy to unlock a full subclass. So you could unlock the whole tree for the subclass, which I think that's pretty ballsy. I mean, that's a lot of work going through an entire subclass. So I don't know how much that would cost or anything like that. The other one was like buffs for like increasing XP for like upgrading weapons and things like that. Which if that's what you want to do, I mean that's what you want to do. One of my favorite games, the Gotham City Imposters game, you could do that. You could purchase perks for you, and you could purchase perks for your team, and you could level up your character, level up your guns, and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not out of the ordinary.
It's kind of just cheating those people who buy those things out of the experience of actually earning it.
Right. So
you just gotta look at it that
so
way.
Bungie comes out. So after this whole thing blows up on Facebook and on YouTube, and the internet pretty much catches fire. Luke Smith, one of the creative leads at Bungie, comes out and says, the first off, the only thing that he talks about is the raid buff. He says that was pulled from the original game and is not meant for resale value. It's not. They're not planning on selling it for real money. So he says not meant for resale. So obviously they're not looking to sell it for real money. So maybe in-game currency might be, or it might be something that you pick up, out in the universe. But he didn't talk about the other ones, which doesn't mean anything that he didn't say anything. But then again, you just don't know. So after this comment was made, of course everyone's still saying, well, this is Activision. How much do we trust Activision? How much do we trust Bungie? So at the end of the day, I feel like Bungie will do the right thing by its customers. I mean, they've done a really good job starting Destiny off from the ground up, and I'm really impressed with the Taken King.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about codes and game writing, or I don't know anything about it really, but I would think that there's probably things that they write in the code and have there as kind of a, you know what, let's go ahead and put this in here. It may be easier for us if we decide to go this route down the line. So
or maybe it was testing.
Right. So just because it's in there, it may not, who knows? Maybe they put stuff in there that will never come to fruition.
Right.
So
I'm kind of glad you said that, because in the Kotaku comments, there was a couple people that were quoting one of the original raids. What was it? Vault of Glass. There was a whole nother armor set that just never appeared. But there's codes in Vault of Glass that shows them specifically, like a whole nother armor set. But there isn't. There's only one set of armor that you can get in that whole thing. So there was, obviously it's like, okay, we're going to try this. And it could just be a testing thing. Like maybe it isn't a whole nother set. Maybe it was, we're going to test it with this set of code and we're going to test it with this set of code. And they found out that one works better than the other. Or maybe they just didn't even need to use the second set, period. And having something going back and taking all that out wasn't worth their time.
Right. So it just sits there.
It's all speculation. So I think
it's like an appendix. It's there for a reason. It was originally there, and then it just kind of sits and doesn't do anything.
Do you still have your appendix?
Yes.
Okay. I almost had to have mine taken out.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I almost went under the knife. I was scared. Although I was like 12, so like you're gonna be scared, right?
Right.
So anyway, so that's the microtransaction fiasco. So I don't know. Again, it could very well be nothing, and you can just buy emotes, and that's it. And I'd be perfectly happy with that. But at the end of the day, if these types of transactions, I mean, these speak to people. Obviously, people are buying them, and if that will feed Bungie.
Well, they're a company. I mean, they're a business.
Right. If that'll feed Bungie to release more content for the rest of us, like free content, like, I don't know, more multiplayer maps or something like that, or keep the cost of DLC down. I mean, I wouldn't mind spending another $40 for Destiny 2. Like, instead of making it a $60 title, can this emote thing, like, bring down the cost of DLC packs, or,
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
I mean, like I said, it's a company. They're out to make money, and they're going to do whatever will make the money.
Right.
So,
exactly. Just hopefully they don't screw us all over.
It's business.
So I'll tell you who's not screwing us over, and that is The Walking Dead season premiere. That was totally awesome. One of the newest. I mean, it was a new way of telling the story. Like, obviously we hadn't, like, it's been done before in different movies and series shows, but this was new for our series, doing the black and white,
the
time jumping, and then present in color and stuff like that. And so what did you think of the episode?
Honestly, it was okay. I wasn't overly impressed. They had a lot of I don't know. They just had a lot of zombies. I mean, that was impressive. The CG, the zombie and the tight squeeze zombie they called at the beginning. I mean, those things were all impressive. That was great. I just didn't get a lot of emotion from this, and I think that's kind of what the going into the past thing was supposed to give you some more of that emotion, and you saw some of it. I think particularly in the scenes with Rick and with what's his name, Rick's friend from Atlanta,
Morgan,
right? You do get, I think, more of a sense that Morgan is trying to, like I said, bring back some of Rick's humanity and remember who you are.
Right.
So I guess there was some emotion with that. I thought it was interesting that it all revolves around this just one particular. It was one day. It was just not even a full day. You know.
Right.
The flashbacks, yes, took us back some time. I don't know how
long. It was
long.
really less than a day, even building all that stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those flashbacks and things. I mean, those were in black and white. Those, like I said, it's really hard to know from where the season finale left off with Rick shooting.
Oh yeah,
right, because that's where it kind of left off, and then they decided that they need to come up with this plan. You know, they were burying the bodies, found the quarry of walkers. We don't know really how long ago that was.
Right.
We know that they wanted to do that quickly, but did it take a week? Did it take a couple of days to build this, this wall and come up with this plan? I don't know. You can
seemed like a good plan.
You can see the bandages coming off his face slowly.
Right.
I think by the last scene, he still had just maybe one on his nose.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there was some passage of time there. Obviously, not a ton because his face was still bandaged from the fights. But I don't know.
I liked it. I thought it was a really good storytelling episode. You've got especially with it being the first episode of the season.
I thought the Terminus season premiere with everybody coming back together. That was last year's season premiere, wasn't it? When they all met together and Carol's blowing up Terminus. And I think that one.
I think this one was the cake. That one, I did enjoy that episode. I really did. I think this one kind of sets up the fact that Rick has fallen very far from where he began, and part of it's for the better. I mean, who would you rather have in your party? Would you rather be with the people? Is it St. Andrea or Andrea? What's the name of the town? Alexandria. Would you ever be one of the townsfolk of Alexandria, or would you rather be in Rick's group and go through the turmoil that they've gone through, or would you rather be living in bliss?
Part of me would rather be living in bliss, but then it does make this much harder
when shit starts to go wrong.
Right, and it's really good for them that they did bring Rick and his clan into the fold, because they would have never discovered this quarry, which at some point was going to fail.
Well, it fell in front of their face. I mean, they didn't because they were there testing for it. They're like, okay, we're going to do a dry run, and then obviously the semi fell, and
right.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, it was bound to happen at some point, and they would have never survived it. And obviously now the plan didn't work.
Right. So
and are they going to be able to survive thousands upon thousands of walkers coming to their town? I mean, obviously we know some of them do. We know in the comics they're still in Alexandria to this day. So
right.
That's not to say that they don't stray
the story
from the
could
comics,
go. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if they'll stray that far from it, but still, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. But without Rick's group there'd be no way.
Right. I mean, at first glance, I didn't think the plan was a good idea. I was like, really, you're going to parade a giant horde of zombies down the street? Like, how is that really going to work? But I guess, they must have been in that quarry for a long time, because they were moving real slow, and it seems like they're kind of like a slower version. So I don't know if it's just based on like their bodies have decomposed so far, their muscles have withered away, so they're not as, like, I don't want to say athletic, they ain't as active as the traditional zombies.
Because you saw that there were more and more zombies coming into this quarry on a daily basis.
Right.
So some of them have been there for probably since the beginning, and then some are relatively new.
Right. So yeah, I mean, at the first glance, the plan sounded stupid, but when they started
like you said, how are they going to kill that many zombies?
All right, and they're just going to lead them away, and then what are the just I guess they just hope that they keep walking. To me, I kind of would. I don't know. I might have put up a better fight for reinforcing the quarry, just because you can leave the quarry edges open or whatever, and just reinforce the where the ramps are to get out. Make it so if you fall in there, you are not getting out. That's all there is to it. I mean, you could put up signs or whatever for actual humans to read, like, hey, there's a open quarry here. Watch your step.
Yeah.
Or clear out the trees around it.
Good episode, though.
I know, but I mean, clearly. Or it could be like a short-term solution, and then maybe they set fire to it every couple months or whatever, and just that might create a bad smell. I mean,
yeah.
But I don't know. So they ended the episode with the plan. They were on the last leg of the plan, and some car alarm or horn started going off, and then all the zombies basically turned towards Alexandria and started walking. So who do you think is honking the horn?
Enid.
Really? You still think you think it's Enid? I still think it's the wolves.
Yeah, I thought it was the wolves at first, but then you see that season premiere of her getting into the car, and you see the glimpse of her covered in blood. I mean, so something happened. I think she gets scared. She's either surrounded by zombies or the wolves are after Enid or something along those lines. And so she honks the horn to try to get somebody to come help her.
I think that they capture her, and she blabs about what they're doing, and they honk. I mean, obviously, I think they know what's going on. I mean, it's their neck of the woods.
So you think it has something to do with Enid, but is ultimately the wolves?
I think it's the wolves planning a trap. So, and that very well could be maybe she is in the car as the trap. Remember, they use real live people. They use zombies as their form of weaponry. So what if they break off the key in the door handle so she can't get out or whatever? And so you
never know.
I mean, you can always.
There's a lot of possibilities there. I think.
So Fear the Walking Dead season finale. Season finale.
Yeah, they announced that they're going to be doing a talking Fear next year. So Chris Hardwick's going to be busy with pretty much Walking Dead shows year round plus his At Midnight show.
Right. That's awesome. I am totally stoked. When they said that, I just.
I don't know. Have they announced how many episodes the next season's going to be?
Hopefully 12. I'm hoping. So
yeah, 6 was awfully short.
They're
on a boat.
They're on a boat. Well, they're not on the boat yet.
They're going to try to get to the boat.
They're going to try and get to the boat.
And we're going to have pirates.
Zombie pirates. Can zombies swim?
Zombies of the Caribbean. Well,
funny.
They kind of did that.
Yeah. So let's see here. Ex-wife died. She was bitten or scratched. It looked like a scratch to me, but she said bit. But anyway, so she got offed by the dad, which probably sent him into. Oh, let's talk about him beating the shit out of the soldier.
Dude.
Oh my god! Like, talk about I trust you and then you betray me.
Rick.
He's definitely Rickified.
That's what some of the people I talk to on my boards that are into the show too. They really didn't care for that. They're like, we already have a Rick. We already have a better looking Rick. Like, we don't need another Rick character. We've explored that character arc, in Walking Dead. So we don't really want a parallel character development,
Right.
So hopefully that's not the route they're going down, because we really don't want just an alternate Rick,
Right. But I mean, it's a different situation. I mean, they even went in the Talking Dead, Talking Fear Walking Dead, and whatever they called it. They even went into the details of this is a different type of zombie, or going to be a different type of zombie because of the weather, like something about humidity,
right? Just the way that the environment decomposes the bodies differently. So I mean, for special effects purposes and things, that will make some difference. They are obviously going to be having some different difficulties.
I wonder, do you think they're going to make it to the boat? It seemed pretty far offshore.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to...
I don't think it'll take much more than an episode.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to be on the boat forever? I mean,
not forever.
Obviously,
you can't. I don't see how you can run a show for very long on there, but yeah, I do think that they will, because I somewhere it may have been on the Talking Dead after that, but someone was talking about seeing the boat as a resource and who else may have gone to sea, and having run-ins with them, and who else may want that boat.
Right.
So again, not dealing with zombies necessarily as the
right
as the
rest of the human race.
The villains, but yeah, the
I
rest
mean,
of
you
the people
really
who are surviving.
put a big target on your back. I mean, they see that as a pretty big liability. Like, I think his house is pretty well protected. I mean, it's on the cliffside, so they can't come up the one side. So you just barricade yourself in. I don't know what you can do about food. I mean, you've got an ocean right there, so I guess you could go fish, or I don't know. I mean, he seemed to be pretty wealthy, so I imagine he's got some decent set of cars that you can use for, doing
It'll
runs.
be interesting to see what kind of person he really is, though.
I like him. I'm glad they kept him. I thought for sure that he was going to... him and Nick, I thought for a long time, like while they were trapped in that hallway, I thought him and Nick were gonna die. Like, oh, this is it. This is it. And that was what that was gonna.
His mom, like.
Right. That was what I thought.
Noah kind of.
That's what I thought that was gonna happen, was his mom seeing him die, and then she's gonna take the role of Rick, and that kind of, the reason I thought, like, okay, well, you got Rick, male in Walking Dead, and then I don't even remember the girl's name. Madison. Female Rick in Fear the Walking Dead, but they didn't go that route. So, either way. So.
No, and it'll be interesting to see if they, they've mentioned before that Madison has a troubled past, so it'll be interesting delving a little bit more into who these characters are. I don't think we got a whole lot of character development and backstory on these characters at all.
Right. That would be an interesting twist for this series that would make it different than The Walking Dead would be. What if they did more backstory with these characters?
Well,
like whole episodes.
We've got some from the other characters. Michonne, we saw some, especially when she was hallucinating.
Yeah, I guess you're
like
right.
She had the baby, and so we
I guess
know a bit about who they were in a previous life. We saw Rick beforehand, even.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So. I mean, not a lot, but we have
enough
experienced some of that. But, yeah, and they've even mentioned, and I don't know, they never really specified either, that the fact that Madison, sometimes you hear a little bit of a Southern to her. Mm-hmm. Is that just her not being very good at accents, or is she really like from somewhere in the South? And then you get those crazy people who say, "Oh, maybe she's related to Rick in some way."
Rick's sister.
Who knows? Maybe they could cross paths in that way. You never really can tell. I think that's far-fetched.
I think so too.
But it will be interesting to see if is she from this? Is she from the South? Is this just the actress not really doing a decent?
And we just don't know. I mean,
right? There's no way of knowing yet.
And she could be from the South and not be Rick's related.
There's plenty of people from the South, but will that come into play? Like,
right.
What's the purpose of writing this backstory if we don't see how it affects her?
Yeah, this is true.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting, I think.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is Rock Band 4. So their website they've got a compatibility chart up on Rock Band 4, and sadly enough, our instruments are not compatible. A lot of the wired stuff is not, which is which sucks. So
it does suck.
So I went to their website to see what kind of songs were up there. I went to the website to see how much Rock Band 4 instrument bundle is, and yeah, you want to take a stab at how much this new bundle is?
$250.
It is, wow, very good.
Really?
Yeah, $249.99.
Awesome.
So they didn't change a whole lot. And well, the other thing we could talk about too is the Guitar Hero. This is good. Yeah, it was good. Was it Guitar Hero that we were playing at GameStop with the new guitar? It's got the 6 buttons stacked.
Yeah, and I don't care for it.
So Guitar Hero's new guitar, they changed it around a little bit. They don't have like the 6 buttons sidebar, 6 or 5, 5 buttons, 5. I think it's 5. Yeah, because you can go up one. Yeah. So they don't have the 5 buttons side by side. They have 2 sets of 3. So you're not. And the thing that was weird for me is you don't feel like you're kind of not strumming, but going up and down the neck of the guitar as much because you're really only using 3 fingers. I'm sure professionals will be using multiples, so they can trigger multiple strings at a time. But didn't really care for that as much. I thought I would, like, this is something new, but turns out I think I just want the standard guitar back, which that's what Rock Band's done, and they've explained, like, we've perfected it with Rock Band 3, and we feel like we've, done a really good job. We're just changing some of the insides, so like the buttons on the Rock Band 4 controllers. Before you would have to press the center of the button, or like if you're pushing on the sides of the buttons, you have to push down a little bit harder to register that string. Now, anywhere you press, it recognizes that you're pushing the button down. So it's a more unified button press. It's not, you have to push it all the way down. It's okay, I'm pushing the button. So, it's not as clicky. They took away the click, which is nice. That was one thing that they took away from the Guitar Hero early on, was the clicking strum bar. So now it's a more quieter game. The neck, they reinforced the neck and the actual base of the guitar, so you don't have like the plastic feeling as much. There's still Fender Stratocasters remakes, which is nice. What else? They redid the microphone quite a bit. It's got a 15-foot cord now, so we don't have to use extension cords on there. All the other instruments are wireless, which is nice. The microphones they pick up a lot more audio, so you don't have like the clipping that you would get with if you were singing, screaming, or had the microphone too close to your face. So that's good. The drum set's been reinforced, which is nice. They've got new the rubber that they use on the actual drum pads is a much more durable, so it lasts longer. So overall, product wise, it sounds really good, but just dropping $250.
Yeah, that's a whole nother system.
Right. So that is a whole nother system, but maybe after we move, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, all the DLC that we've purchased rolls over, which is nice. That's huge, actually, with how much money we've spent between the two of us.
What's your song list over there?
Song list. This is all the stuff that comes standard with Rock Band 4. So let's see here. Cake is on there. Disturbed, The Cure, Aerosmith,
Gin Blossoms.
Foo Fighters on there. Hey, you got some Elvis Presley. There you go.
It's a little different.
Imagine Dragons.
Killers.
Yep, The Killers. Whole bunch of good stuff. I mean, it looks like a wide variety. You got live. Yes, Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk.
We might almost have to get that.
Oh, we might have to get it. Let's see here. Whole bunch of good stuff. So yeah, so it might be. I hate to say it, we might have to drop the $250. I hate to say it. I mean, the new
When does this come out?
Oh, it's out. It's out.
Oh, is it?
It's out. So I mean, Eli's not here right now, so we could go get it.
No.
I mean, Best Buy is still open for another hour.
No, sorry, nope, not happening.
All right, I tried. So, hey, you know what? Our wedding anniversary is coming up. What better way to celebrate our wedding anniversary, because we purchased Rock Band 1 as a wedding gift for ourselves. Come on, it'd be like the ultimate present, right? No? Okay, I tried again. Strike 2. I'll stop. So yeah. So that's the show. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Excellent. Well, that was episode 177. Appreciate you guys watching. If you want to head over to youtube.com/72DPI online, that you can see all of our archives, videos. You can also check out our other podcast that a friend of mine started about a month ago, about Magic the Gathering. We talk about Magic so that I wouldn't force my wife to talk about Magic. Is that nice?
Yeah, thanks.
That's called Mana Drained. We record shows every other Tuesday. This show we are on every Wednesday, so we'll be back next Wednesday for episode 178, October 21st at 8 p.m. You can always watch us live on twitch.tv/BC Podcast. But yeah, looking for some new subscribers, some new likes on YouTube and Twitch. Always a good thing. So, all right, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye.